Which brings us to the second step of the customer experience design, the experience platform development. The experience platform should be a customer-oriented, dynamic instrument for the positioning of a company. It involves the perception of the customers and the experience as an experience value. In comparison to traditional platforms, this platform communicates the value of the company, the brand and the product internally and externally, and what values they offer to the customer. What differentiates Miles & More from its competitors? They promise comfortable traveling, collecting miles through flights and their partner companies, easy payments with their credit card, being part of a well-known frequent traveler community, providing exclusive services at the airport and on airplanes. Miles & More promises their service to everyone who travels a lot despite of being a businessman. The motive of communication with the customer for Miles & More is to show that they are more than just a frequent traveler program. You can find all information about the program just online. So what offers the membership in addition to just collecting miles? What are the drivers of the experience with Miles & More? Going on to the third step of customer experience design, it includes the service, the tangible environment, the communication and co-branding, and the sensorial and verbal identity, which are summarized as the experience drivers. The service of Miles & More as the biggest traveler loyalty program in Europe makes it possible to collect and spend miles to more than 300 business partners like airlines, cruise ships, car rentals, hotels, bookshops, shopping malls, banks and electronics and telecommunication. Customers are also getting the benefits of a special treatment at airports at flight upgrades to higher seating classes and airport lounges. In case of Miles & More, the tangible goods are, for example, the credit card, the airport lounges and all the goods that go along with the service, like beverages. The card is available in the typical credit card format with the logo in the top left corner. The lounges provide space for relaxing and working in between or before the flights, often with Wi-Fi, beverages, food and entertainment. Miles & More is famous for its blue and white branding and easily identified in every situation. As to their sensorial and verbal identity, Miles & More is easily recognized by the typical logo in plain writing and a color scheme in blue and white. All in all, Miles & More looks reputable, clean and conservative. The credit cards are changing in color depending on the membership. Therefore, the members can be identified by the color of their credit card. Miles & More is missing out the most on the sensorial and verbal identity. There's no special voice, melody or testimonial representing Miles & More like George Clooney for Nespresso. They show a general identity gap. In ads, Miles & More is shown more often as beneficial for families with children than for frequent business flyers, although the most important target group of Miles & More is clearly the frequent flyers clientele. The card also doesn't differentiate from regular credit cards. The coloring or design of the credit card should be more fitting for what Miles & More wants to represent: superior treatment and belonging to a special member club.
Created using Powtoon.